Hello, all. Welcome to the tube. Sorry it's had to go to this extent, but I'm able to completely control the chat. I can turn it off at will or turn it back on. I don't appreciate being cussed out on a live like I was. Then the comments on the Facebook page from yesterday when I called it quits, the laughing emojis and people saying it was just a attention getter. I'm just what you don't see on Facebook during these live streams that I do see, but not y'all, is all the cussing that goes on because I have it set to all cuss words are hidden, and I just completely had enough. So, and Zuckerberg does not give us the tools we need to be able to manage our streams, and that's the sad part. I don't know why this is doing this, but um, there's some weirdness going on with the algorithms here. But Allen, Beauregard, Calcasieu, Avoyles, you're all also included in the winter storm watch. I'm going to take away radar real quick here and just show you. So we're not quite yet within range of the high resolution medium range models like the 3 kilometer NAM or the 51-hour RAP, nor the 48-hour HRRR. Late tomorrow we will be. So this is going to be an historic event for a lot of people, regardless of who gets what. This is literally going to paralyze South Louisiana. Down here, Lower Terrebonne, Lafourche, Plaquemines, you're not under any kind of winter weather advisory or warning yet, but be prepared for ice, a wintry mix. Probably some of you down there see some snow. Um, I'm more concerned with icing down there than anything. Not much change in the thinking. The suits are all starting to jump on board with everything happening. Before they were all, oh, it's not going to happen. I doubt that. We'll see it when it happens. The usual mumbo jumbo. And they have to do that because they're public officials, public servants, and all that good stuff. I'm neither. I am the public. So um, I'm just going to do these broadcasts on here, go through the motions, and if I feel like going into the comment, I'm going to police the comments just to make sure, and then they'll be banned from the stream forever because I don't have time for the nonsense. But it is what it is. It's actually a lot quieter over here. The stream is a lot more stable as well. A lot of everything of why I just got off Facebook isn't due to the extreme toxicity. It's because I have serious health issues, and um, people could give a damn less. It is what it is. They're too worried about trolling and just being stupid. So, um, those of you that are here, I see 83. That's fine. I'd rather 83 decent people on here than 538 or 550 or whatever, uh, with 150 trolls on there. So, regardless of who gets what, winter storm watch is up, and the darker shade of blue there, almost turquoise color. Um, you can check your apps on your phone instead of asking me is such and such under this winter storm watch. Just go to your app on your phone. It'll tell you. Those products are put out by the National Weather Service, and by federal law, TV stations and etc. have to post this stuff because it's a matter of public safety. So here we are. As far as any specific amounts, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen projections. A lot is going to hinge on where the snow axis sets up. And it could be along and north of I-10, or it could shift south of the I-10, I-12 corridor. There's still a lot of uncertainty as to where that snow axis is going to set up at. All we know is that it's coming from this point. And once I called it the other day, that's when the suits really started to. They literally had no choice. They were very conservative about any details, but hey, it is what it is. So, my buddy there over there by Lafayette, Duke Abear, he posted a comment before I shut him down. Um, and I agree with a lot of what he said, but I don't care if I'm making $50,000, $100,000, $500,000 a year doing this. It's not about the money. I wouldn't put up with it if I was making $10,000 a year, much less $1 million a year. I don't put up with it, period. And it is what it is. Facebook does not allow us other than, and it's a pain. You can't instantly ban people like you used to. You have to report the post and then go through the prompts, untag yourself, and then block them. And I don't have time to do all that. And having mods, I don't trust nobody. Period. I only trust myself. And, I've ignored all this stuff for many, many years on Nazi Book, and that's what I'm going to call it, Nazi Book. Because Zuckerberg it's all about the money for him and pushing his agenda. Wouldn't have minded a bigger piece of the pie, but here we are. So this channel is not monetized, probably never will be. I just are really, at the point where I don't care anymore. When you get to that point, that's basically the end of things. So anyhow, let's take this away and let's see what the latest version of the GFS has to say. Because the GFS has been putting out some really stupid, crazy numbers. Turn on precipitation typing. This is midnight Tuesday, Wednesday morning. But we're going to back this up here. So we'll go to midnight, Monday night, Tuesday. And you can see it's already, at least with the GFS, it's already starting in the western southwest part of the state. Progressively move east during the day. Now, with that said, let's put this back up. Let's go further to Wednesday morning. Let's see, 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. A few little spritz of wintry mix is still on the back side of this thing. But overall, take a look at snow depth. Now, you see these solid white areas down here out on the Gulf of Mexico over Lake Pontchartrain in here. You can see St. Tammany, the solid white squares. That's an issue I can't get rid of on here with this software. I've addressed it to Paul, and it's something to do with the alpha layer. I have no clue how to adjust the damn thing, and I'm pretty proficient with Photoshop and Paint Shop Pro, but it is what it is. Needless to say, this is your potential snow, and even though it says 0 down here, south of the Highway 90 corridor, along the south of the Highway 90 corridor, 1 inch above it, this is 0 to 1 inch. So they could get a dusting down here in Oklahoma almost all the way down to the coast, and it's highly likely they do. But what everybody's wanting to look at, 3 inches here in Baton Rouge, 2 inches Covington, Mandeville. Again, these are very, very conservative numbers. We'll take you over because the potential for a lot more is in store. So I'm just giving you one model, which the GFS, I'm really not buying these numbers. I think it's going to be a lot more, potentially double, triple, or even quadruple some of this stuff. Let's see where we're at with the NAM 3K. This would go to 6 p.m. on Monday, and it's not showing anything, but we can go to reflectivity, p-typing, and at least to the NAM, you can see where it's already starting over in southern and southeastern Texas. This is high resolution medium range NAM, or short to medium range NAM, the 3 kilometer NAM. If we switch to the legacy NAM, then we can go out to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, and you see the wintry mix. That's not a good sign. And it also has the snow axis further north. Ice, we do not want. Not no, but hell no. And if we switch and take a look at snow depth, you can see the snow axis is way north. And I'm not really buying these numbers either. This is something that, these models don't get a good handle on a lot of the times. And this is why we look at the ensembles instead of these single run deterministics. And so whatever's coming, widespread, 3 to 4 large swaths of 6 to 8 inches all across South Louisiana is not just possible, it's highly likely. And um, I doubt anybody's going anywhere Wednesday. Um, yes, Jennifer Cooper, those are still active. Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Yeah, expect it. Y'all are going to get in on the fun too. This is going to be an historic event for sure. Let me go over and we're going to go take a look at the National Weather Service blender models. Their local product, that's the NBM, National Weather Service blender models, is a hold on, let me get set up here. This is their product. This is their ensembles that they use to make forecasts with. And as we slide this over, I'm getting set up here. Um, Let me save this image here. Actually, you know what? Let me just run it to the screen here. Let's see, window capture, pivotal weather. There we go. All right, so now you can see what I see. Let me see this here. I hate when it does this. Let me turn Weather Studio off. All right, so we'll do that. I'm gonna mouse hover over this stuff, and I won't be able to see the chat, but let me see it. Let me know if you guys see the little box pop up, the little mouse over box. And actually, you know what? Let me get on my phone and go check the comments here. I can watch this on my phone. I forgot all about that. I'm so used to stupid Facebook. Um, Let me go watch this here. You and let's see here, view channel. Let me turn my volume down. Yes, I see it. Hot diggity dog. All right. And if you turn your device sideways, you get a much better view. And you can even X out the chat to give you a better view. So around Liberty, Gloucester, going towards Magnolia and Macomb, 5 to 6 inches. And these are mean averages. So it could be more, could be less. But 4.4 for Baton Rouge. As you go further north, Baker, Zachary, Baton Rouge Metro Airport, 5 inches. New Orleans, closer to the South Shore there, looks like you may get a little lake effect snow right along the shoreline, and I'm sure my daughter will enjoy that. South Shore, or south of New Orleans, Belle Chase, that area, around 2, 2 1/3, Slidell, you're looking at right around 4.8, 5 inches. Uh, 5 inches up the I-55 corridor, uh, Independence, Amite City, town of Tangipahoa, and on up through Magnolia, and you see these larger swaths. Um, these are going to change. I wish it would show me, all the little towns and stuff. I don't have this product on Weather Studio. I need to figure out how in the heck I get it on there. Um, put it in the grid. Stop it. I hate that. So you can see these are very conservative numbers, but probably these are going to be your averages. Um, even Homa. But now, here's the kicker. Ice. Even though these are in hundredths of an inch, even 1/100th of an inch, that's a light glaze. That would paralyze the roads. Period. And you can see a lot of these numbers down here in certain areas along and south of the I-10, I-12 corridor and down at Highway 90 corridor. Um, 7/100ths, almost a tenth of an inch. That's bad juju. 2/100ths here in Baton Rouge. Um, if this falls before, which is likely will, before the snow begins, we get to transition to all snow, that's going to exasperate measures. And don't look for all the roads to be clear before Thursday. Power outages are going to be an extreme issue. And I'm also going to mention this. This is going to be not the powdery kind of snow that you can't make snowballs with. This is going to be that super moist, wet snow that will easily make snowballs, but that higher moisture content is going to add a lot of weight to roofs, tree limbs, power lines, and that'll accumulate on top of the ice. And so with the super cold air in place and the snowpack and ice pack in place, it's going to be like sitting in an ice chest with dry ice all around you for Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. And this stuff probably doesn't start going bye-bye until Friday afternoon. And then that all, starts to melt as temperatures start to moderate. Um, Again, this is going to be an historic event. We don't need the ice. Sarah Seals. That depends on what your hospital, recommends. Uh, right now, at least according to the National Weather Service blended model ensembles, not a whole lot of ice up there. It'd be a major snow issue for you guys there in southwest Mississippi. Um, if they let you, yeah, I would say spend the night Tuesday. Sarah Ortega Cooks. Well, your 10-year-old can believe what he wants. No, the wintry mix is going to start before the transition to all snow. That's how this works. The further south you are to the coast, basically along and south of the I-10, I-12 corridor, um, that's where your highest probabilities are for ice, with the snow on top of it. And so, and this is the brand new. This particular model, it updates every hour, just like the short range HRRR. So um, this is actually the 13Z. I'm still waiting on the 12Z. Actually, we got the 12Z. Let's go look at what the Euro has to say. So we're going to go out to 168 hours. This would be Saturday, let's see, between Sunday, January and Saturday, January 25th. Yeah, that's plenty of time. Actually, let's go even closer. So this will be Thursday the 23rd. Not seeing a whole lot of ice, total freezing rain, not a whole lot. But, oh, mama. Euro, Morgan City, 9 inches. Iowa, Elton, you're looking at around 6 to 7 inches. Jennings, 5 to 6 inches plus. Higher, the further north you go, and that's it. You see these swaths in the pink or magenta colors, if you will, or lavender, whatever you ladies call it. Remember, us guys only seeing 16 colors. So anything outside of those 16 colors, we're basically guessing. Jesus Christ. I think I'm getting walking pneumonia or something. Um, and that's one of the possible side effects of using this Trilogy Ellipta inhaler. Oh, God. Tuesday morning, well, it depends on where you are, Rella. Baton Rouge, yeah. It's going to start Monday morning, but it's as the day progresses into the late afternoon, things just deteriorate rapidly. And those of you that are at work Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night, there's a good chance you don't make it home. I suggest bringing a sleeping bag, extra pair of clothes with you to work, and have your managers or business owners arrange to have you spend the night. Or you can get some of these Cajuns down there with them airboats. They can come get you. If you remember 2014, them boys over there in Lafayette, they was hitting them airboats on them roads over there. They was having fun. That's about the only thing that's going to get through this stuff. Unless you have chains on your tires, I'll say by Tuesday evening, roads are going to be done. I don't know if it's, but one of the side effects it says is pneumonia. I don't know. I'm not running fever or nothing, but I have the emphysema, the central lobular emphysema and COPD, both of them. So, and it's stage 2. So if you're a nurse, you know what that means. Um, and you know my time is numbered on this planet. So this is why I don't need the extra added stress of Facebook. All right, so again, some of these areas, um, the pink colors are the higher potential snowfall numbers. You get into the blues, and you see down here at the bottom, there's your legend. The very light blue to dark blue, and then fading out into the very shaded, light shade of almost white blue. That's your 1 to 6 inch totals. The lavender or purplish colors, that's your 6 to 12 inch numbers. And anything in between those. Anything red going into hot pink, that's your 12 to 24 inch numbers. And I've seen some of these numbers. National Weather Service Lake Charles, go look at their page. Look what they put out. 22 and 24 inches for Jeff Davis and portions of Calcasieu. We get 2 feet of snow anywhere down here. That's it. That's a wrap. Game over. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Snow trucks ain't going to be able to get out of what few we got. Snow plows, the people that drive these sand trucks and all that, they don't know how to drive on this. They're going to be just as clueless as most people down here. So again, it's effectively going to shut South Louisiana and portions of Central Louisiana down completely. Nada, nothing. State police will and the governor will close all roads, all major roads. The interstate will be completely shut down, just like 2014 was. Don't even try and think about getting across Mississippi River bridges. Ain't happening. You will not. Hey, Lori. You will not get across any bridges once this stuff kicks in, especially once the ice glaze starts. You're not getting across the bridges. And there's going to be wrecks all over the place. And hopefully the roads just get shut down before that. And you don't want to be out there with a bunch of crazy truck drivers that are highballing on these type of roads. You know what 18-wheelers and cars do when they collide. You don't have a chance in hell. Or I should say a snowball's chance in hell. So think wisely, prepare for the worst case, and hope for the best, which would be lower end numbers on both snow and ice. Unfortunately, some places are going to get both. And now what snow melts a little bit during the day on Wednesday will rapidly refreeze as we get towards sunset, and the temperatures rapidly fall. And then that's just going to add more ice weight to it. So again, this is the Euro. And I'm going to go and show you the Euro ensembles now. These are mean averages, all right? So again, widespread averages of 4.5 to 5.5 inches, certainly possible. Again, this is the Euro ensembles, the mean averages. Could be higher, could be lower. As far as what it, and this is the morning run of the Euro ensembles. Freezing rain, it's not showing a whole lot. Averages between nothing to 3/100ths of an inch, a glaze, if you will. A little spot down here in Houma. Houma could potentially see 1/4 inch of ice. That would just that's a devastating scenario to even see that much ice. It's happening. No doubt about it. I said it 3 days ago. Actually, that was 5 to 7 days ago. I was talking about it, but being kind of quiet about it on the Facebook page. And then I just pulled the trigger the day before yesterday and said it's happening. So, uh, hey, Miss Debbie, welcome. 45 minutes. That's the Bromette. 45 minutes east from Baton Rouge. If you're just jumping on, um, I can tell you, you're going to get snow, average of 4 inches, no matter where you're at. You could have a glaze of ice under that snow as well. Again, this isn't just one area, so don't ask me about a specific area. I'm telling you now, all of South Louisiana is in on this. This isn't like a little severe thunderstorm or tornadic supercell. This is big time shit. Excuse my French. This is the real deal. This is going to be a major historical event for this state. Probably the top 2 or 3 on the record books. It'll shatter the top 2 or 3 spots, guarantee. It won't beat the top spot, but it's highly likely this will be in the top 3. It's going to be, it's going to be nuts. No doubt about it. So I'm telling you now, no matter where you are, get prepared. And then the cold that comes after it, um, let's go take a look at temperatures. So this is 6 p.m. 6 p.m. on Tuesday, already Thursday. Lafayette's already in the 20s. This is the Euro, okay? But let's jump ahead here. This is 6 p.m. Actually, you know what? I hate doing this. That way, this way I can lower it up here. So let's go to 9 a.m. on Thursday. There you go. The Euro is calling. These aren't wind chills. You don't even want to know what the wind chill is going to be. Um, I mean, we're talking low to mid teens along and north of the I-12 corridor and I-10 corridor. I mean, you see, look, oh, god dang it. I wish I could lock this thing from doing this. So, I mean, you got areas north of Baton Rouge, north central, up through Zachary and Pride, 13 degrees. You get into East Feliciana, Pine Grove area, those areas, 13. St. Francisville, 14. That's if this actually verifies. New Roads, you're looking at around 16 degrees. Jennings, 10 degrees. Hathaway, around 11. These are actual projected temperatures on the Euro. Now, let's switch and look at what your projected wind chills will be. Six p.m. Tuesday, in the middle of all this, look at your wind chills, already in the teens. That's Tuesday, during the height of this winter storm. That's just ungodly, crazy. Is why I say this is going to be highly dangerous, a highly dangerous, life-threatening event. And as we continue into the evening and overnight, 9 p.m. Tuesday, you see those numbers, and then look. Midnight Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Look at that. Single digits already in southwest Louisiana. Lake Charles 9, Lafayette 9 degrees. Again, these are wind chills. Wind chill of 12 degrees in Baton Rouge. Wind chill of 17 in New Orleans. 13 in Slidell. North Shore, a little bit warmer. I can get out there on the beach. 15-degree wind chills. 12 degrees. Covington area, Mandeville, y'all are. And then as 3 a.m., let's go to 6 a.m. So for your wake up Wednesday morning, look at that. Wind chill of 6 degrees in Baton Rouge. Lafayette and Lake Charles at 5. Jennings, a wind chill of 2 degrees above zero. Folks, this isn't shrinkage weather. This is shrivelage weather, without a doubt. Hammond, Ponchatoula, wind chills of 2 degrees or 4 degrees above zero. God, dog. Kelsey Lawson, double layer your warm-ups and socks and a lot of blankets. Also, for those of you that were on my personal Facebook page, some of you are here on the live. Look, I apologize, but that account differs from the Joseph account, which I cannot no longer access because of stupid two-factor authentication, and they wouldn't let me change the phone number to my current one, which is also the current number that's in use on my Joe account. I just wanted it to go back to strictly family and close family friends. That's it. And I was missing so much, and now all I see is stupid garbage on there, and I'm missing so much. Pages I'm not even following, I see junk stuff, fake stuff, that I have no interest in. And this is the stupidity of Facebook. Facebook is going by the wayside, just like MySpace is. Zuckerberg and his people have ruined it. So, anyhow, it is what it is. Oh, look at down here. Abbeville. A wind chill of -1 Wednesday morning. Oh, God, dog. Ooh. Gonzales, Prairieville, wind chills of 4 or 5 degrees above zero. Gulfport, BSL, wind chills of 6 or 7 degrees above zero. Are y'all getting the message on this now? This isn't your run-of-the-mill winter event. This is basically on an apocalyptic level. Snowmageddon, Ice-mageddon, all in one. I don't care about Maripol, what it shows, Brian. You're looking at it. I mean, these single-digit wind chills all over the place. I mean, you got apps for that. Look at your apps for your specific location. It's going to tell you. I mean, I went through this on the Facebook page. I don't care about your individual location, okay? When I say all of South Louisiana, that means all of South Louisiana, period. I'm not being a prick. I'm just not putting up with the stuff no more. Period. End of philosophy and the discussion. This is why I quit Facebook. And now I got to come on here and deal with the same stuff? Negative, Cap. Ain't happening. Listen to what I'm telling you, okay? I'm sitting here showing this stuff. And, I mean, if some of you smoking crack or dirt weed or something and you're drunk and just not paying attention or you're being trolls, seriously. Because I'm not going to quit YouTube. What I'll do is I'll go and post people's info, and then you get a knock at your door. Okay? It's that simple. I'm not scared of nobody. When you got terminal illness, you really don't care. As long as I stay within the boundaries of the law, ain't nothing nobody can do. I'll bring a crowd down your street. We play Mr. Protest. I'll take a page right out of Antifa. I'm not playing with nobody no more, okay? I'm giving you all this stuff, and if you're, I mean, this covers all of South Louisiana. This isn't a single little spot on the map where all this is happening. This is literally all of South Louisiana and southern Mississippi. How can I be more clear than that? Okay? Stop stressing me with the dumb stuff. It may not seem dumb to you, but it does to me when I'm sitting here giving you all this stuff and I'm telling you it covers the whole friggin' southern part of the state. There. I don't care if you come or go. But you're not going to come on here and aggravate me with stupid questions when I'm already presenting the information to you. Think. Listen. Open your brain up. Not just directed at one single person. It's for everybody. Okay? I will bang anybody that asks me any questions pertaining to a specific location. I don't care about the airports or anything else. Check with your airlines, check with your travel agents. Those all airports have Facebook pages. Airports have de-icing equipment. As long as the runways aren't froze, planes are going to fly. They'll get de-iced, and if the runway and taxiways are clear, they're going to go. The big question is, are you going to be able to get to the airport to begin with? That's the question. I'm telling you now, prepare. It's that simple. I know people don't like my style. They think I'm a jerk. I've been called every name in the book. Trust me, I can invent more cuss words and insults than anybody on this planet. I've seen and heard it all, okay? This is why I'm going to just turn the comments off right now, because I don't need to deal with it. If you're not listening to what I'm telling you and showing you on these maps and telling you that this is for all of South Louisiana and Central Louisiana, take a hike. I mean, how much more dumbing down can I get? I can't dumb this down anymore. It's a historical event. It's called Project Deep Freeze. And we're going to be in it. You know, things are going to fluctuate, but Mr. Bill, thank you. I forgot I had you as a mod on here. Thank you, buddy. thankful. And see, this is why I like YouTube, because there's more control over the chat. Facebook doesn't give us these tools. You have to add people that see that if you want to make them mods on a page, they basically get to see privileged personal information that I don't want out there. All right? Here on YouTube, you don't get that. Like I said, I reached over 5.4 million people up to yesterday on Facebook on the Southeast page. And you know what? I could care less now. In the beginning, yeah, it was about reaching people, making them aware. But right now, I don't care. You know, if people aren't smart enough to understand what's being presented to them and take appropriate measures to prepare, that's not my problem. That's theirs. I call it like I see it. I'm like Joe Rogan and Donald Trump combined. You are in the Joe zone right now, my zone. And you know, yesterday I'd actually take another blood pressure medicine, take another dose of my blood pressure. It was so high, I was almost ready to pull the trigger and go to the ER because I was so close. The highest my blood pressure got yesterday, 202 over 160. And I've got to deal with the feral cats here that are only tame to me and one of my neighbors. Well, not all of them will go to my neighbor, bless her heart, and she's been feeding these feral cats and had them spayed and neutered before I moved back here. But they all come to me, so I'm trying to prepare as best I can to make sure that they're going to be at least somewhat warm. Um, I don't even know, y'all, and I can't bring them inside. So they tolerate Emma, my puppy, but only to a certain extent. If they make eye contact, she gets in that stance and stare, and the cats stare back at her, and it's like, who's going to win this stare contest? And the more the cat stares back at Emma, the more she thinks it's time to play. And then they take off. It's like fur flying everywhere. Boink, 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 boink. Two bounces, they're over the fence and out the back and headed across the other fence, the perimeter fence. So, anyhow, let's get back to things here. Let's go to temperatures. We're going to go to temperatures now. All right. This will be Thursday morning. 22 Baton Rouge, 20 in Lafayette, 21 Lake Charles. You got a pocket of low teens, low tens up here in Rapides Parish, Southern Rapides, over in the Vernon portions of Beauregard. Potentially going to see uh, near 10 degrees and into the teens. Um, Down here, again, low to mid 20s along the lakes. That would include Maurepas. And then south of there, New Orleans along the lake, 33, Slidell 25. Again, these are the Euro projected temperatures, and you get uh, further south, you get above freezing, but it's still going to be chilly down there at the bottom of the boot. All right, so this is your wake up Thursday morning. Now, let's go to wind chill Thursday morning. And then I'll show you daily highs, projected highs. Why did it jump like that? Wind chills for Thursday morning. Take a look. 20s along the lakes. The further inland you go, you see a splot of teens down here. Further south, 24 in Houma, but get a little Pierre Part. You're going to be in the upper teens most likely. Low temperature, you wake up Thursday morning around 16 or so in Baton Rouge, give or take a few degrees either side of that. You see Lafayette, 15, 16 Lake Charles. You get up here into Allen Parish, Oberlin, Kinder. You're in the single digits for Thursday morning. Just whatever's on the ground isn't going to melt before Friday. Period. And then you go noon on Thursday, and you still got areas, Lafayette Parish, Vermilion, Iberia Parish, you're still below freezing at lunchtime. Everybody else is above freezing almost. New Orleans, well, south shore of New Orleans, away from the lake, right at freezing. So watch how this progresses now during the afternoon. 3 p.m. and then look what happens by 6 p.m. Everybody's back below freezing and in the mid-20s. So whatever melts during the day Thursday, it's going to freeze. All that liquid's going to refreeze. And you know what that means? Nobody's going nowhere. 9 p.m. Thursday. Look at the teens already cropping back up. Low 20s, upper teens. And you get to midnight Thursday into Friday morning. 18 degrees in Houma. 20 across the board, the I-10, I-12 corridor. A little bit warmer in Alexandria. You want sunshine weather? Go up to Shreveport, 28 degrees. Look at Gulfport, Bay St. Louis, 19 degrees. These are wind chills. All right? It's going to be freaking cold. But, and I actually had it on temperature. It must have jumped. My mouse, I got to get a new mouse. Let's go back and do this over again. So, this is Wednesday night. Here we go into Thursday morning. All right, here's your wake up for Thursday morning. Actual projected air temperatures, not wind chills. All right, as 9 a.m. comes in, everybody's still below freezing except for New Orleans, south and southwest of there, up to the point you get to the Houma area. And then, as you get to noon, just about everybody's above freezing. A little spot, you see the blue there. Not to say that that's where that's actually going to set up. It's just showing a pocket of at or below freezing by a couple of degrees there. 38 in Slidell, 35 New Orleans, 37 Houma. It's not going to melt a whole lot, though. All right. Here we are at 3 p.m. Everybody's above freezing. But the caveat to that is that what's on the ground is still going to be cold. And it's going to be slow to melt. And then by 6 p.m., upper 20s, low 30s already popping back in. And then by 9 p.m. Thursday, look what you got there. Midnight Thursday and the Friday morning, there you go. Mid-20s across the board, except for close to the New Orleans area, down there on the South Shore. 3 a.m. Friday morning, 6 a.m. and you wake up Friday morning, mid-20s. This is why, and I guarantee you, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, everything is going to be closed. This state is, well, I say South Louisiana is literally going to be paralyzed. Nobody's going nowhere. This is why I say prep like this as a Cat 4 hurricane coming. And it's going to affect the entire southern part of the state. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a 36 roll, a mega roll toilet paper. Get you enough to last through the weekend, because eventually we're going to moderate, start to warm up. But prepare for an extended event everywhere in South Louisiana. Doesn't matter where you are, except along the extreme coastal areas where things will be a little bit better, but not by much. This is I don't know how much more I can tell people to prepare for this. I mean, this is something that we haven't seen in our generation, probably in the last 50 years or better. Not, and probably not in recorded history. We haven't seen an event of this magnitude, this covering so much area. You know, previous events, you had the swaths of heavy snow, you know, 20 to 50 miles wide or so, uh, 3 to 6 inches, and then everybody else got a dusting or a few flakes. This is for the whole freaking part of South Louisiana, basically the whole thing. Um, we're going to get through it. You're going to get through it if you prepare. Get the things you need. I would certainly go to one of these big box stores, get you one of those old percolator coffee pots, those Coleman camp stoves, get you a couple of bottles of propane, have some charcoal or propane for your barbecue grills, because if the power goes out, you're going to have to have a way to make coffee and cook. Except for, your non-perishable stuff. You really want to live off peanut butter and jelly for 3 days? I don't. So it'll also provide a bit of warmth and heat out there. You can stand next to your barbecue grill or your your Coleman camp stove. But um, I would tell you now, go invest in one, because you can use them during any event where the power's out for an extended period of time, especially during hurricane season. You don't know how handy those things came in for my family down here when we had previous hurricanes and the power was out for a week to 3 weeks. That's how we survived. So, Jessica, what kind you making? Seafood or chicken and sausage? Because you know you ain't but one parish over from me, Jess. So you can make a special trip with a big uh, plastic container of some gumbo. I can make my own rice. Luke, use the force. What's up, brother? Make sure your mom's squared away too, Luke. Miss Mary, hey, hey, hey. And you right down the road from me, Miss Mary. What you cooking? AP down on Laplace. You're welcome. And boy, and y'all remember back in May, I didn't actually, I forgot it on May 1st, but I think I was a couple weeks late. But when I put out my just for fun annual winter weather prediction, and I said somebody down here was going to get measurable snow or frozen precip rather this winter. If I had any clue then now of what was actually going to transpire, I'd have been like, holy crap. All I knew was that the pattern favored it, the long range climate patterns, and a lot of Mets, they don't learn this stuff in college. Some do, but a lot of them don't look at that, and they just, the ones that do, they're like, yeah, I ain't worried about all that, and this is the thing, they get single track, one track mind, and a lot of them, they're taught to be conservative, go on the low side of things, discount or discredit anything that could potentially be a danger to the public. I don't do that. This is a very serious, life-threatening winter weather emergency. I don't know how to say it other than that. Miranda Colligan, then leave. I don't steer nobody wrong on purpose. And I guarantee you, you put my track record of accuracy against any, and I mean any, TV meteorologist, my accuracy blows them away. Just blows them right out of the water. And I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I tell you straight up. But if you're coming on here just to troll, take a hike. And what I'm giving you here, every meteorologist out there is on the same page. So if you're trying to discredit me, then essentially you're discrediting them, including the National Weather Service meteorologist. When to stop bashing me then? In the video description, I think, is the ZELLE and Venmo. I always keep that there. It should be. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not worried about all that. You know, it's never been about the money for me. I've learned how to survive on nothing without breaking the law. Trust me. You have no idea what I've been through in my life. Period. If you knew my struggles, people say white privileged. I've never been privileged, ever. You know, and since I've been diagnosed with terminal illness, my lack of give a SHIT has just went out the door. People get offended when I tell it like it is, or if they try to bash me and be rude and disrespectful to me, and I check them on it, then they want to play the victim and get all offended and then gaslight. That's the problem with our society today. Susan Reed, write my story. Oh, I have a domain name saved that I pay every month on, and using Notepad to save everything. I've been keeping a journal and going back and reflecting, almost like an autobiography. And everything is backed up by fact. A lot of people aren't going to like it, mainly former family and ex-friends and my ex-wives. But I'll be dead and gone, so when that comes out. I will have the last laugh. They will not be able to stomp on me no more. Not even my mother. Mike Lanier, you bring up a good point, because let's go take a look at let's see here. We'll take a look at winds here. And as we go through, come here. Get over here. Let's see, this is, let's see, Wednesday at noon. Let's go to 3 p.m. Let's go to noon. Let's do when all this is coming through here. So this is Tuesday at 3 p.m. So surface winds aren't going to be too bad. Average of 10 to 15 miles per hour, stronger out over Lake Pontchartrain and Maurepas. 15 to 20. These are sustained, but out in the coastal waters and down the bottom of the boot there, it's going to be rocking. Let's look at max wind gust. All right. Tuesday at 12 a.m. So why did it do that? So here is noon on Tuesday. These are your potential wind gusts. That's going to be, it's likely to cause whiteout conditions. If we got gusts like that, and this is going, folks, this is going to be a heavy snow, not just a few little flakes. This is the real deal. Down here, it would almost, and I dare say, quantify for a blizzard warning. That's nothing to them up in the northern part of the country. Down here, this would be our version of a blizzard. It's going to be whiteout conditions in a lot of places. That's going to, and if they don't shut the interstates and winter roads down Tuesday morning in advance of this, there's gonna be wrecks. People are gonna die because you're not gonna be able to drive in this. Think of driving with visibility about averaging 10 feet ahead of you to maybe a couple 300 feet out when you get this stuff in the heavy blowing snow. Like I said, this is a life-threatening, there's a bona fide life-threatening winter weather event. You don't, there's no escaping that reality. This is the reality of the situation. If you're in an RV, uh, make sure that it has its own heat. If you're using portable heaters and space heaters in there, do not overload your converter box. Trust me, after the flood, I went to Jennings. I was there for 5 years in a camper. I know what it does. Y'all, please be careful. If you can get to a regular shelter and stay there with friends or family or something, go. Michael, yes, it's an extremely dangerous situation. National Weather Service uses PDS, particularly dangerous situation. That's what I'm going to call it. They may not call it that. I'm calling it that right now. This is a particularly dangerous situation setting up. Life-threatening. And it's not just for one area of South Louisiana. This is for all of South Louisiana. um, it don't get no worse than that. The only thing worse is if you get 2 feet of snow instead of 6 inches. User A. I don't know who you are, but yeah, that's right. Oh, Lori. This is going to be on a level of probably 10 times worse than 2017 and 2008 combined. Ice and power outages, yes, it's going to happen. Because during the day, even for areas above freezing, the sun itself is going to melt some of this snow, but it's going to quickly refreeze in the ice. And while a lot of you north of the immediate coastal areas may not see a lot of ice with the storm itself, it's the aftermath of the snowstorm is when the real danger begins. Because during the day, the sunlight heats up a little bit of this stuff, even though it may be at or below freezing, the sun is still going to melt some of this snow. Y'all, I grew up in New York State in the mountains. They call me the snow Cajun for a reason, y'all. And before I went to Jennings after the flood, I went up to Virginia for 3 months just to get completely away. And y'all seen my pictures on the Facebook page and the videos I took up there. Same scenario. We got gifted with 9.5 inches. Ladies, don't say a word. But we got gifted with 9.5 inches of snow up there. And the next day, temperatures warmed up. They were still below freezing, but the sun melted that top layer, and it just became like a kind of a slush, but then quickly refroze. And that was a powdery snow up there at that time too. This is so much worse because it's going to be a heavy wet snow. Letter A. Who are you? I can't tell who you are. I just call you A. Part of the A team. All right, so again, this is Tuesday at noon. Now, as we go into 6 p.m., look at the potential wind gust there. New Orleans pushing gust almost to 40. Nearly 30 in Baton Rouge. You see 30 and 32 mile per hour wind gusts there in Lafayette and Lake Charles, respectively. 34 in Houma. So mid to upper 20 to upper 30 wind gusts, especially along the coast. And, you know, the wind chills, I showed you the wind chills. You're going to go into single digits for a lot of you for wind chills. A lot of people are going to be in the low to mid teens for wind chills throughout this entire event, the whole week. A, wherever you are, you can go into your settings and put your username, unless you want to stay anonymous. We'll just call you anonymous. But let's see how long these strong wind gusts last throughout the area. Now, here we are at 6 a.m. Wednesday. Wind's still around 10 to 15. That's wind gusts. That's why you got big time wind chills. Things ease off. Now we're noon Wednesday. You see around 5 to 10 in Baton Rouge, Slidell 15, 24 in New Orleans. It's always breezy down in New Orleans. That's not shrinkage weather, that's shrivelage weather. Lafayette 9, 10. Same with Lake Charles, around 5 to 10. As far as gusts, won't be too bad. Then we get midnight Wednesday night into Thursday morning, basically winds near calm, around 5 miles per hour. 6 a.m. Thursday, same thing. So Tuesday is going to be blistering, and then as we get on a Friday, we start to see some breezy conditions return. But let's go to Friday afternoon. Again, look at Friday. These are your projected air temperatures, not wind chills. Wind chills will be in the teens. But you see, mid-20s across the board along the I-10, I-12 corridor, except for Slidell and New Orleans. Upper 20s, mid-30s. That would be your potential wake-up weather for Friday morning. And then noon Friday, finally. And after, it's going to be cold Monday too, before the snow gets here. But for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these temperatures on Friday, we're going to be out in t-shirt and shorts because it's going to feel like 70 degrees after being in a deep freeze for 3 days. But then look, by 6 p.m., look how fast the temperatures start to drop Friday. And then at midnight, you see the blue there, all below freezing again. And then for your 6 a.m. wake up Saturday morning, baby, it's still cold. Noon on Saturday, look at New Orleans, 53, Slidell 50. That's t-shirt and shorts weather, y'all. And we go to 6 p.m., right as we start to get towards sunset, You see 50s in there finally. And that's when this stuff is really going to start to melt. But at the same time, you're still going to have the ice and snow that's going to be slow to melt. So roads are still going to be treacherous, y'all. I mean, seriously, no joke. Bring McCall, Crutch Springs. I would say, think 2008, 2017, and 2018 combined, and for a much longer duration. Plan for at least a 3 day, possibly 4 day event. Because just once the snow is gone, that's not the end of the story. Then we got to contend with what's on the ground. And therein, that's the more dangerous of the whole situation than just the snow. Of course, with the high wind gusts coming in during the snow event, that's going to be like driving in very, very dense fog, but with a glaze of ice on the roads. I guarantee you, things by Tuesday night, everything's going to be shut down on the roads. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Not unless you have chains on your tires and you know how to, and with that, you actually know how to drive on these type of road conditions. This is basically snow and ice Mageddon combined. The suits won't tell you anything about the after effects after the snow. They're leaving that out entirely. Most of these guys have no clue and have never even been in these type of events. I have. So, way too many times to count. So I know what to expect based on what I've seen in the past and historical events up north. This is so much more worse than what they're projecting on the news media and the National Weather Service. Why they're being so tight-lipped and conservative about it, I have no idea. I guess they don't want to cause a public panic, but it is what it is. You tell people the damn truth. People are going to panic anyway, and if you wait to the last minute to panic, you're too late. Everything's gone off the shelves. Go get your gas, go get your propane, and enough dry goods and stuff to sustain you at least until the weekend next week. That's the best advice I can give you right now, based on the data we have. And it's likely you could see, I've seen numbers up to 2 feet of snow in areas of southwest Louisiana accumulating. If that verifies, oh God. And businesses, they worried about their bottom dollar. You can make the money back up, but you can't replace a human life trying to get to your shitty 9 to 5. Hey, it is what it is. Hopefully I don't get censored or strike for that on here for saying that, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just telling you like it is, y'all. Um, I know the suits certainly don't like that, but it's a love-hate relationship with them. So um, again, we'll go back and look and see what the actual. Let's see, this would be Thursday. Let's go to. These would actually potential snow depth in inches, not total snowfall. And this is the Euro model. Again, this stuff varies because you look at snowfall, snow depth. Like I see, and I've been guilty of it too, showing total snowfall, but the actual snow depth. That's actual snow that's fallen and accumulated on the ground. So generally, it's not too bad. But if you go over to the GFS with the same time frame, and you look, and it's still a whole different story. But then they show total snowfall, and then you see numbers like this. Could that happen? Maybe. And I think possibly people are going to see 9, 10, 11, 12 inches of snow depending on where the snow axis actually sets up at. And again, this is the GFS model now, the deterministic. You look at the ice, and you see basically coastal parishes mainly along and south of I-10 and I-12, and you see them over in Craplin, almost a half inch of ice. Down there, Forked Island and all that, quarter inch, a third of an inch. That would be crippling to power infrastructure. Through Iberia, St. Martin, same thing. So Slidell, over a tenth of an inch. New Orleans, almost a tenth. Again, if any of this verifies, it's done. Again, I'll go back to the National Weather Service blend of models, and you can see, we'll push it forward here. This is the mean averages of potential snow. I mean potential ice, total ice on the ground from the event itself, not after, because that's going to be a big issue as well. So any of this, anything 1/100 up to 1/100th, that's from, you know, 1/1000th to 1/100th, that's a glaze. You're not going to be able to drive on that. Period. Yeah, I almost turned my air conditioner on. Well, I can't control what businesses do. They want to put people's lives at risk. I say go look for another job. Find one that values you and not their bottom line. We'll be working to my. Diane Farrell, yeah, I hear you. I order DoorDash quite often when I can afford it. Laura, yep. And that's always an issue, even in just regular cold weather. without Snowmageddon coming. And y'all remember when all these suits were saying, oh my God, they're predicting Armageddon. No, we're not getting Armageddon. And guess what? Here we are once again. So, again, we look at the National Weather Service blend of models, and this is the 13Z, their latest run. This is like their ensembles. That's what I call it, the National Weather Service blend of models. And it's actually pretty good. But you see, the main snow axis is basically through central Louisiana, from Jasper to Alexandria, over there through Liberty, Macomb, and those areas. You're seeing 5 to 6 inches. And then down here in the southern portions, 3 to 4 inches respectively. New Orleans, you're going to get some snow. It's just how much? That's the big question. So this snow axis has been fluctuating south and then lifting a little bit north with each consecutive run. And there's going to be fluctuations in where this thing is actually setting up. But as we get closer in time, the models are basically going to lock in on where the snow axis of heavy snow, the heaviest snow, sets up. But regardless, everybody's getting snow, without a doubt. This isn't like a fingers crossed that we get some flurries. This is the real deal, folks. Maggie, yes, absolutely. I don't know what they have in terms of salt trucks. I guarantee you it's going to be woefully inadequate for the task at hand. I don't see any more comments. I've got certain restrictions set up on here. I think if you haven't followed me for at least 2 days on here, or subscribed to at least 2 days, that they're not allowed to comment. And look, the hardware stores like Ace and True Value and all that, I know that they have bags of the special salt specifically for your sidewalks and stuff. If you don't have a snow shovel, go get one. You're gonna need it. Trust me. Your driveways and stuff, it will, if you put the salt down, you can actually sweep it, you dump it out, the whole bag out, and just spread it out with a broom and or a flat bladed shovel, and keep it, it'll help a little bit, but the speed at which this stuff is going to come down on Tuesday, you're not going to be able to keep up with it. It's going to freeze. You're going to have a layer of ice on your sidewalks and driveways regardless. Take that snow and shovel it off in your yard, and some of you will have enough to where if you shovel that stuff off in a one big pile, your kids can actually make a snow igloo, and you can have snowball wars We did that when I used to live up in New York and went to school in Pennsylvania. That was so much fun. But the snowballs we had up there, they turned to ice, and it was basically ice balls. And I guarantee my aim, that was straight headshot or upper chest. I never missed. God, those were fun days. Yeah, they have trucks that they attach the stuff to the back, and now whether that stuff is in working order or not, I don't know. A gravel road, Maggie, it give you some traction, but still gonna need a snow machine or snowmobile, as I call them. Up north, Alaska, they call them snow machines. All right, y'all. I got some stuff I got to go do. Um, I still got to go to the store myself, but I got to wait on Walmart delivery to get here. I ordered some last minute stuff. Make sure you're completely prepared for this event. It's going to be an extended event, not just for Tuesday. You're going to go all the way through till Friday morning. And I will be live on here on YouTube, not Facebook, but here on YouTube, depending on how I feel. And I will be up front the complex, and I will be live streaming the almost certainty that there's going to be these clowns that like to rawhide through here and make their cars backfire and sound like gunshots. Those are the ones that I'm going to watch slide into the ditches. Oh, that's going to be poetic justice and karma. 40, $50,000 car going to the shop. So, with that said, uh, I will talk to everybody again. Maybe tonight. Just make sure you tap that little bell icon and set it to receive all notifications. Should all have the YouTube app on your phones. This way you get instant notifications when I go live. You know as well as I do Facebook. Sometimes you don't get a notification that I'm live for up to 30, 45 minutes. That's why I say screw Facebook. Like I said, I don't care about the money. You know, it wasn't that much I was getting from them anyways. So it was enough to help pay the expenses for this stuff. You know, this Pivotal Weather, that's a subscription each month. The stuff on Weather Studio, 3 subscription services on that. So, you know, it is what it is. All right, y'all. Try and Miss Mary, yeah, Tiger Bend Raceway, Antioch Raceway, Tiger Bend Raceway, Jones Creek. Oh, it's going to be fun. And this will be the first time my pup has ever seen snow. So, yeah, and I just actually got a new power pack because my old uh, power pack went dead. Well, almost. Uh, and I got it 4.5 years ago, so it's time for a new one. But it'll charge my phone once. The new one, I can charge my phone about 6 or 7 times before I got to recharge it. So those are like the 25,000 milliamp hours or whatever it is. I suggest you go get on Amazon and go get one. Make sure you get one that's got good reviews. The 25,000 or higher, you get them for 20, 25 bucks. So um, that's going to be key, especially when power goes out. This way you can stay informed. Me, I don't know how to do the screen stuff live. It's going to be different if we lose power. I mean, I can't do what I show this during a live stream on my phone of what's actually on the screen. So um, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't lose power, but you never know. So we'll just take it as it comes and do the best we can. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Get prepped. Get ready. It's coming. You want to go out? You want to go outside? Where you at? Oh, there you go. You under your blanket.